Up close and personal. How we doing, folks? Hi, Nikki. How are you? I'm braving the rain today. In the snow, in the rain, the sleet. USPS, whatever their slogan is, I'm doing it. I'm tired of being inside, so I am going to get soaked for your entertainment. And I just so happen to be in a very cool location. I came here for a very specific purpose. Look at that right there. That was surely once a church, but it is now a museum of this town. Who's this? There's rain on my screen, so it's even harder to read. Gabe, hello. Amanda, Nermal. I love that name. This is a museum of this town. This town is going to be Stafford Springs, Connecticut. So I would say about 30 minutes from Hartford, Connecticut. And why am I here? Well, we'll get into that in just a little bit. I want to give some time for everyone to show up. Now, I am drinking a cup of coffee. However, I spilled it all over the place, so there's hardly any left. But I did get to taste it, and it was quite enjoyable. It came from, I got to give a little plug. Oh, you know what? You're not going to be able to see the coffee shop from here. And I can read this sign. It says Middle Ground Cafe. Nicole, Bill, is it rainy where you are? It's rainy where I am. I got one last sip. Let's enjoy it. And it's ice cold. It's very rainy. Yeah, you know, the past few days have been gloom city. And why that's a bummer is because we had that, I don't know if you had that day, but if you're in the Northeast, we had that one day that was 72 degrees. The sun was out, the blue skies. And then, I don't know, then this happened. That's just no good. Billy Goats Gruff. Who grew up with this tale being told? Remember Billy Goats Gruff? Billy Goats on top of the bridge and the troll underneath the bridge. As I was walking to this rather secluded location, Sunday, I guess everyone's home, and I guess because it's rainy, no one wants to be outside. Nancy, hello. I had a thought, Billy Goats Gruff. You know, I haven't thought about that story in a long time, and I'm going somewhere with this. Because there has been trolls, internet trolls, YouTube trolls, and our past few live experiences. I thought we would try to come up with the concept of a candle called, you guessed it, Billy Goats Gruff. What would that smell like? I want everyone to really think about it. Think about it. Brittany, how we doing? I want everyone to think about it. Janet. And then throw out a few ideas. Now, you don't have to give literal things. You don't have to say like, well, it's going to smell like mud. It's going to smell like river water. It could be more emotional. You know, it could be more of like, you know, reminds you of a place. It should smell like a place. It should smell like an emotion. It should smell like a feeling. Because sometimes when you say, oh man, let's say Billy Goats Gruff, danger, gotta move fast. Those emotions can help you get from point A to point B to figure out what that candle should smell like. I don't know. I know what I'm saying, but at the same time, I'm not a candle maker. But I thought we would hayride green grass, crisp air. So quite lovely. Wet cobblestone, minerality. I'm not kidding. See this right here? You know, I know a lot of people are going to get angry for me for doing this. Nothing much. Don't do that. Don't do that, kids. But smell and taste, not taste, smell everything everywhere you go. And there's no question that I'm smelling some minerality, kind of like limestone, chalky limestone, chalky minerality. It's very subtle because it's raining. If we were in the sun, it might be a little bit different. Dark spice and smoke. I love it. Dark spice and smoke. Dry straw. Hello, Chris. How you doing? All right, so in my headline, you'll also see a line that says Yankee Candle Village, Relic. But in parentheses, it says it's not a candle. It's not a candle. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Yukon Cornelius. Yes, you know, he was very chipper, even in his extreme conditions, his extreme situation, I would say. I mean, what would have happened if he didn't find Rudolph and Hermie? What would have come of Yukon Cornelius? Would he have been lost in the snow? Frozen alive? It's a good chance to, if you have the opportunity, before I show you this really awesome piece that I'm so excited to show you, give this video a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get that thumbs up count to about 15, and then I'll break this relic out. Thing is, it is raining, so I'm not going to be able to show it for an incredibly long time because I have it in a sealed bag, and I don't want it to be exposed to the rain for too long. We got a lot of snow hitting the UK this week, says Chris. What's the candle? It's not a candle, Gabe. Not a candle. Any more ideas for Billy Goat's Gruff? Come on. So much inspiration there. We got the Billy Goats, farm, cattle, livestock, farms, hay ride. That's been said by several people. Okay, so I am in a town called Stafford Springs. Let's take a quick little walk around. Stafford Springs. Here is the Stafford Springs Museum. It is closed today, which is unfortunate because I really would have liked to learn a little bit more about this quaint little town. I'm walking across this beautiful bridge. I mean, it's little stuff like this that I love. You might drive by these things and take them for granted, and I urge you not to. Get out of the car, park the car, get out. Don't taste the cement, but get up and have a look, a gander. Listen to the water. Look at that underneath there. I wish I could zoom in, but I can't really. Well, maybe I can. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine a troll down there? Just think, what would he be doing? Would he just be chilling? It's pretty cold. Would he be cooking up some billy goats? Eating some lamb chops? I don't know, but this is certainly beautiful. Let me flip the camera around. How old is the bridge? That's a great question. That is a very great question. I wonder if there is a sign. Excuse me while I adjust the camera. Now, I did leave my relic and my backpack over there, so I got to keep an eye. Is there a sign? It does not say. It doesn't look like it would be that old, honestly. I'm seeing this building right here. It was established in 1962. But there would have been another bridge here. There's a railroad track right over there. So this may have been, could have been. No, I was going to say a train station. That doesn't make any sense. Got a baseball field down here. Now, what's great about this town, Stafford Springs, I recommend you come up this way. I've been having so much fun exploring Connecticut over the past several months. I can't tell you. We have all these little antique shops, but not like, like the standard antiques that you find and they're going to cost you hundreds of bucks. They have like retro toys and things that you may have, been around the house, your grandmother's house. I'm trying to think of what I saw in the window that made me go, oh wow, this place is not like just an antique store. Got several restaurants, another antique shop. We got a tattoo parlor, but as you see right here, the streets are lined with artwork. So it does seem to be a very artsy art town. I don't know what you call it. I spent a lot of time in New Paltz, and this kind of reminds me of New Paltz, only a little bit older and much more New England in style. All right, so here we go. Why did I come out here today? Why am I sitting in the rain? Because I'm just on my way back. I drove out here today, picked up something that I'm going to show you. You're going to be excited. I hope so. But now I'm on my way back to where I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't made a decision. It's still quite early in the day. I'd hate to give up now. But this is what I picked up. So if you don't already know, Yankee Candle Village was built in 1982. It opened to the public in 1983. This is going to be in South Deerfield, Massachusetts. So Yankee Candle moved its production, or I should say storefront, from Holyoke, Massachusetts to South Deerfield. So when you're looking at those old candles that I have, that's how you can kind of get a clue of how old they are, depending if it says Holyoke or South Deerfield. In 1986, a gentleman, I won't say his name, but he's a very friendly gentleman, I just met him. He went to like a yard sale, a garage sale at South Deerfield. And he picked an item off the shelf and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take this home. And how many years later now? 22? Whoa, I'm so off. Do the math for me, 12, 22, plus 8, 30 years, about 30 years, give or take, later, I have that item that was purchased at Yankee Candle Village. And here it is. Let me take it out of its bag. Now, I just want to let you guys know, I've been looking for a Yankee Candle sign, a signage, the real deal, for many years. They're not easy to find, and the fact that this came from South Deerfield is a little bit more crazy. Baffles me. And I have to be very careful because it is raining hard. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yes. That is a 1-inch thick, I don't know, that's a light wood, maybe pine, I have no idea. Hand painted Yankee Candle Company sign from the very early days from the Yankee Candle Village. Now, we all know that they still use that word Yankee Candle Co., but usually you don't see that word company. They dropped the word company shortly thereafter, mid 90s. It vanished. They use it sometimes still. But that's how I know how old this sign is. Because if you went to Yankee Candle Village right now, you would never, ever, ever... There is one sign, but it was there on opening day. You would never see a sign that says a Yankee Candle Company. It's just Yankee Candle. And look at the font. This isn't... was it Trajan? It's a font. It's a font for Yankee Candle, the old font, the UK font. It's also the same font for Victoria's Secret, believe it or not. Did you know Yankee Candle and Victoria's Secret have the same font? Check it out. And another way I can tell that this is old is that this doesn't have that font. It predates that font, which showed up in the late 80s. Late 80s, early 90s at the very latest. So I don't believe this gentleman's lying. I think that he was completely truthful in that he said he picked this up at South Deerfield. We really are only about an hour and a half, not even that, away from South Deerfield. He picked this up in 1986. He said 1986, 1987. And remember, Yankee Candle opened in 83. So what am I going to do with this? This is going to be put right on top of one of my Yankee Candle storage shelves, storage units, whatever we want to call them. I'll hang it in the office. Yeah, you know what? I'll hang it above my shelf. But when we do lives in my office, when we're talking about Yankee Candle, I'll put it right behind me. I'll just take it down and move it. So, cool. Do you think it was worth a 2.5-hour drive to come pick up this sign? I think so, but do you think so? 2.5 hours. Would you travel 2.5 hours in the rain for that sign? And guess how much it was? 100% yes, says Rebecca. How much was the sign? Let's do a little Price is Right action here. How much did I pay for that sign? Anybody want to guess? $40. $40, says Nicole. If it was $40, I certainly would have bought it. So it could be higher, it could be lower, but if it was $40, it would still be coming home with me. Yes, life is short, go and enjoy the world. 2 hours, $20, $50. All great guesses. Honestly, if this was at auction, I would have paid right about there, Janet. Right about there, about $150. That's what I would have paid if this sign was at auction. After that, you know, like I said, funding the show is obviously more important. This cost originally $15. $15 the guy was asking for. I generously offered him $30. I said, how about I give you $30, sir? It'll make me feel better. And I told him it was going to a good home, and he's in the process of moving. And I think it really made him feel good to know that his, you know, precious Yankee Candle sign was going to the right place. It wasn't, you know, being put on eBay. I'm not going to put this on eBay. I'm sorry, guys, if you want me to, but this one's for me. This one's for me. So, all right, Nancy. Thanks for dropping in. Have a great day, Nancy. It doesn't light up. It's just a straight up, I'm guessing pine. It's pine, 1-inch pine with a beveled arc with, you know, a stenciled Yankee Candle on there. You know, you can see my my good friend and a neighbor used to make signs just like these. That's not going to be like screen printed. That's not engraved. That's on there, and miraculously, there are no scratches on this thing. There is just absolutely no damage at all that I can detect, which is why I want to keep it out of this rain so we don't get any water spots. All right. So here are the plans, if anyone's interested, for me for the next couple days. I wasn't supposed to come and get this sign today. Actually, I was going to do another old Yankee candle burn. Last week we lit a 23-year-old mistletoe black band Yankee candle. And you didn't see it on camera, but if you look on my Instagram account, it eventually did pool out after about 3 hours. And it smelled great. It smelled like mistletoe. It smelled a little bit more like, it had a little bit more of like a men's cologne. So I'm thinking there was some other herbs, maybe not like herbs, but maybe instead of fragrance oil, they were using essential oils, or at least in part using essential oils in those early days. That's why it gave it a little bit more of an authentic or a depth of aroma, if that makes sense. It does make sense to me, but to you, you might not know what I'm talking about. But it did fully pull out. However, I have a 35-year-old candle that I want to burn, and I was gonna do it. It's not mistletoe. It does have a smell. It does have a smell, and as deeper, the deeper it melted, as the deeper the pool became, more of the fragrance oil was being released. You could see the little bubbles popping up from the solid part of the wax, and it filled my audience. What is going on with me? It filled my office really nicely. It was badly damaged as far as like it had tunneled in 2 places, so I had to use a blowtorch. Don't try that unless, like, maybe I'll do a video on it, but the last thing I want to see is, I recommend you use a blowtorch on a candle and it shatters the glass on you. But I do have a couple tricks to use a blowtorch to fix tunneling issues. But the candle that I was going to burn today live, I think I'm just actually going to make a video out of it. I'm going to film it, edit it, and hopefully post it before I head back out in this direction. Because I'm going to be going to South Deerfield. No! I lost you guys for a second. I'm going to be going back to South Deerfield and a few other locations. We haven't gone to Kringle in a long time, so I really think we should stop off at Kringle. This is going to be later this week. I think I'll stay with the tin foil. Yes! Just keep in mind that tin foil might not be able to fix the tunneling issue. It probably will, 90% of the time. I'm too frustrated, because what happens is the part of the candle that hasn't melted is a different composition than what's at the bottom of the tunnel. So what you need to do is rather cut, I don't want to cut a candle, cut the top off, all of the tunneling so it's flat, melt that down and pour it in, but usually that would bury the wax, so you don't want to do that. But you want to homogenize the wax that hasn't melted and the wax that has. Because if you just get it to pool, when it dries, it's still gonna tunnel the next time you light it. We should have a whole video on at least my take, my methods of candle. What's a good way to say it? Candle taking care of your candles. Why am I so lucky, Gabe? I do feel lucky. I feel very lucky. But why am I lucky? Yeah, I think it's a good topic. I think Anthony did a video. I think a lot of people have done videos. Keep in mind, I don't really watch other people's videos, and it's not because I don't love them. I love everybody who does their candle reviews on the internet, but I don't ever want to accidentally do something that they do. If I do something that they have already done, at least I know I didn't copy them. See what I'm saying? And I'm always trying to go in my own direction and not repeat what other people are doing. But I do think Anthony did how to take care of your candle video about a year ago. So with his permission, I will reach out to him and ask him if I can give my shot on how to take care of a candle. And what we'll probably do, this is gonna nauseate you, but I'm gonna take a brand new Yankee candle and I'm gonna smash it right on the asphalt. We're gonna shatter that thing, but we're gonna fix it, and I'll show you how to do it and how to do it safely without wasting any wax or any fragrance oil. Don't have to replace the wick. Trust me, you do not have to replace the wick. And you don't have to melt the candle down. I'll show you how to do it. Why are all these ideas coming to me now? And again, it's an old story, but some of you folks are newish to the channel. I experienced a 6.9 earthquake in California, which knocked out a lot of my candles, which honestly was traumatizing. It was traumatizing. But looking on the bright side, looking at the positive side of things, I said, I'm going to take this experience and learn how to perfect how to fix a broken candle in the case this ever happens again. Like, how many times have you almost dropped the candle on the floor because you picked it up by the lid, right? So I did a lot of trial and error tests, tried a lot of different vessels, tried a lot of different methods, and to me, I think I really chose the best way to fix a Yankee candle to the point where it still looks amazing and it burns really good as well. Honestly, I feel like doing that right now, but I don't have a Yankee candle, and we can't do it now. Maybe we'll do it this week. A lot of stuff to get done this week. I'm going to do a lot of short little pieces, things that have been on my list for a long time, to just get them up there. Did anybody check out the Which City Wicks video, part 2? Did anybody check it out? If so, what do you think? What are you thinking as far as not necessarily me or my video, but what do you think about those candles? And does anybody own those candles? Does anybody burn those candles? Yeah, I wonder if Liz watches when I do a Which City Wicks video. I've never asked her, but I'm guessing she might be of the type that she'd be almost a little bit too, I don't know, a little bit worried to watch, to hear exactly what I'm saying. I could be wrong. Nikki owns them both. I'm hoping to get to Salem soon, says Christina. I'm gonna be hanging out in Salem very soon as well. That hard drive that I lost all that material. I told you guys, but I stayed at the Hawthorne Inn. If you don't know, Nathaniel Hawthorne lived in Salem, Massachusetts, and the House of Seven Gables. You know, if you've read that in high school or outside of high school or college, They're actually right there in what was once called Salem Village. Today it's just Salem. But I'm going to be hanging out there. I'm probably going to go back to the Hawthorne Inn. Krampus is sold out. Since when, Cruisebat? Cruisebat. She has nothing to... Oh. She has nothing to worry about. They are absolutely fantastic. I don't burn her candles, though. I hoard them and display them throughout the season. Hey, you know, Nikki, I don't blame you. Not even in the least bit. There are many candles that I own from Witch City Wicks that I have never burned. They do, right? And if you do open them, you can get enough aroma. Like if you're sitting at a desk, you can, especially that like Sleepy Hollow candle or Holy Ground or Pumpkinhead or the Salem candle. I mean, the list goes on. The Viking candle, any of her black collection candles like Black Apple, Black Vanilla, Black Litter. You could just keep them by your side and you can just smell them all day long without even lighting them. However, that is not what Liz wants you to do. She even said to me, she's like, you're not one of those person who doesn't burn their candles, right? And I'm like, I'm kind of one of those people who, yeah, I do. Some I don't like. And she's like, why? I'm like, collectability, Liz, collectability. She's like, I don't get that. I don't get that. So she's not a collector. She doesn't have that collector's mentality, but I certainly do. Witch City Wicks. And speaking of Witch City Wicks, 4 new fragrances that I'm going to, 4 ones that are kind of staples of Witch City Wicks I'm going to be evaluating early next month. That's a good idea. Heart Queen, she said, what did she say? I couldn't collect, I like burning. I understand 100%. And Nikki says, maybe I'll buy 2 and then just burn 1, keep 1. That's the way to do it. That's what I do. If I love a candle, I will buy usually a second one to hold on to. If the candle's okay, I like it, I'll burn it and not feel bad about it. But I don't always have to buy 2 candles. I wouldn't say I necessarily hoard. I pick my favorites and I keep the ones I really enjoy unburned. And I'm really starting to get into these black bands because I found an outlet in which you can get them in a very cheap way. You just have to be willing to move and travel around a lot. And you know, sometimes people own things, they're trying to get rid of things. They don't know what kind of treasures they have, which is awesome. So that is even another topic for another video of how to find Yankee candles. Like when you go on eBay, right, and you see Songs of the Angel, Songs of the Angels. I might be butchering that name, but that's one that I want to get it. I have it in a tart, so I know what it smells like, but I want to get it in a jar, the house warmer jar, but the prices are so ridiculously high. They're not even brand new, most of them. They're charging like $300. You can't make an offer. Winchester House, don't say that. Cruisebat, if you only knew how many times I drove from Napa Valley to Los Angeles, to Napa Valley to Los Angeles, back and forth, and wanted to stop off at the Winchester House, but I was always, for some reason, on a tight schedule. That or I would be driving by too late, because I think they close at 5. And I don't think they are video or photography friendly, at least inside. But yeah, one of these days, I'm gonna try to get there. However, with the movie coming out, I have a feeling there's gonna be a huge spike of tourism. But that would be cool, right? To have a video inside the Winchester house. Some of you might be asking, would I spend the evening, the whole night alone, House on Haunted Hill style in the Winchester house? For you guys, I would. I mean, I wouldn't just do it voluntarily for me, but for you guys, I would certainly do it. And somebody's reached out to me and said, am I going to do another Lizzie Borden style video? And at first I thought that video didn't fit on the channel. It really doesn't. It doesn't fit on the channel, mainly because a lot of it was improvised. But I just enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed the experience so much. That video never really took off. I really thought that that was going to be a video that would take off. And it's still, I don't want to say only at, 3,500 views, but come on. Like, one person tour in real time of the Lizzie Borden house. I really wish that it did better. Maybe one day it'll take off. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate it. I still do feel bad that I put those Easter eggs in there, because I put Easter eggs I do that all the time in my videos. Easter eggs, if you don't know, are just like little things like, oh, look at that. If you're not paying close attention, you won't see it. And I usually just do it for my own entertainment, so when I'm watching it, I can point it out. If you watch my videos, keep an eye on Santa. He comes and goes every so often. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I was upset about that video that I put those Easter eggs in, because I never thought they would be discovered. But the one that, I really can't apologize for, really, is, maybe I should apologize, but the basement, the whole video, guys, just the sound design for that video took an entire 2 days, right? 2 days of creating and polishing and fixing and tweaking. It would have sounded horrible if I didn't use ambient tracks and I didn't fix cracks and pops and all that stuff. So whenever you do watch my videos, yes, there's a lot of sound design. And if I do something like Lizzie Borden again, I promise to rather not do the sound design stuff, or let you know that I've messed around with the video and audio just a little bit. What other house like Lizzie Borden? What other place? What would be equivalent to Lizzie Borden? What is something else I can do? I hate to be thinking about this so far ahead, because I would like to do this around September, maybe even August. But I had a couple ideas, and I don't think they're going to work out. So, you guys I consider associate producers. I do, truly. So I'm always looking for you guys for ideas. In fact, I forget whose idea it was, but many people did suggest Lizzie Borden. I don't think I would have thought of Lizzie Borden if people didn't suggest it. I think it was finally my brother who convinced me to do it. New Orleans. I would love to do New Orleans. Man, I do have a route planned that would take me to New Orleans, but also bring me through Savannah and a stop in Tennessee to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and there was another site that I wanted to stop off at, but it's gonna have to play it by ear. Wait, what did Rebecca say? Nicole says it's a great idea. How about I post a question on the Facebook page? Rebecca, that would be great. That would be great. The more interaction, the more communication that we have. Look, we need to strengthen our communication. I really, a part of this journey, this experience, these shows, is me responding to you guys. If I do something and you don't respond to it well, I don't do it again. But if you respond to something really well, you know, then I know, like, okay, this is what they enjoy. Historical Lucy the elephant would be cool. Lucy the elephant, where is that? Yeah, that would be a crazy route, wouldn't it? The thing is, I had a wedding of my best friend. There is going to be a wedding, but plans have changed, and it doesn't look like I'm going because it's going to be a very, very, very small, intimate crowd. And I told him, look, instead of me going down, that we'd, you know, save that money and go off on our own crazy adventure after the wedding at some point. Favorite candle brand is going to be, I mean, Yankee Candle. I mean, that's what started this whole thing, Gabe. Ed and Lorraine's Occult Museum in Connecticut. See, that's why, Brittany, you got to put that in the comments. Because, you know, like, I'm reading it now, but I'm going to forget. So make sure you come back after this live and drop that in the comments. So this way I can look it up. The Rip Van Winkle location. Most people don't know the supernatural element. Yeah, you know, that was something that was kind of something... Whew, my speech is just terrible today. Apologize. But that was something I wanted to do last year because it was a really tight budget last year. And yeah, that's a good idea. I want to do something Rip Van Winkle. There's a Rip Van Winkle bridge. A lot of people, I would say a good amount of people are not familiar with the story. I mean, a whole lot more people are familiar with the legend of Sleepy Hollow. Industrial Wasteland. Chris, how we doing? Good afternoon. So Rip Van Winkle. The Catskills have their own haunted history of ghouls and ghosts and goblins. Well, not goblins, but witches and stuff like that. I never knew that. I was reading about it. Catskills, go figure. What else? What else is going on? What else is going on? We are going to be in Massachusetts. We're going to be in New York for a while. We're going to be in Pennsylvania, Scranton, Pennsylvania. I try to do a video. I seriously, I shot a video. Try to do a video of like significant locations for the sitcom The Office in Scranton. I mean, the show was shot entirely in Los Angeles, but there's a lot of cutaways that were shot, especially the opening sequence, right? The opening titles, all shot in Scranton. However, things have changed so much since the beginning of that show. It feels like that show just came out. It didn't. It's a long time. Military forts, that would be cool. How about Fort William Henry in Lake George? I'm going to be going to Lake George soon. I'm going to be staying at the Fort William Henry Conference Center again. I got a really good rate. I gotta find out the date, and it's great because I get this top room that looks over all downtown Lake George, and you see the most grand, beautiful view of the entire lake. Doesn't Disneyland have some haunting? It does. There's stories. There's good stories. Here's the problem with Disneyland. Dirty Dancing Catskills. I should do, I'm serious, a Dirty Dancing video. That is actually hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my God. How that would be so easy because I actually know where the locations are. The problem with the hauntings in Disneyland, like some of the stories, it's mainly Disney World too. If you get, if you go beyond where you're supposed to go, it's called, well, you get banned from Disneyland, Disney World forever. It's called, you have been trespassed. Bam, it's called trespassed. This happened to Adam the Woo years ago. Because of his popularity on YouTube, they finally let him back in, which was so emotional. The guy was like crying when he was allowed to go back into Disney World. But you definitely don't want to peek behind things that you're not supposed to see or open doors that you're not supposed to open. And a lot of those haunting things would require doing stuff like that. And I am not going to get trespassed at Disneyland. Break out the fog machine. Okay, so for those who missed it, come on, look. See this? I'm sitting, this is hard. I'm sitting on this kind of one end of the bridge where there's this, this kind of looks like the Sleepy Hollow Bridge, only it's made of stone. If we were to make a Billy Goat's Gruff candle, I'm going to put Rebecca on the spot here. What would it smell like? And Hard Queen, I want you to get in here too. What would it smell like? Which direction would you take it in? Billy Goat's Gruff, I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. The reason why I picked Billy Goat's Gruff is because of the trolls that we've been seeing on the last live. It's very interesting because what those trolls don't know is I can track almost exactly where they're coming from. And some places confirm exactly my suspicions, some of the trolling. But other parts, there are other trolls that are coming from a very weird place. I don't want to mention anything, but a place I would never expect. And I don't know who or why. But it's not in the United States. It's weird, really weird. Horror Queen, I was happy to have him back in Disney World. So what is today? Today is Sunday. Go to Adam the Woo's channel. I'm not sure if he posted it yet, but he worked, oh God, I can't announce it. My brother worked with Adam the Woo the other day. He helped him film a video, and they've been doing some projects together. I think they're both down at Disneyland today. Again, I'm giving away those secrets that I shouldn't be. They like to, at least Adam, he doesn't want people to know where he is when he's there. Musk Moss, damp stone, old wood. Love it. I love it. What about the troll himself? I mean, nobody wants like a candle that smells like a nasty troll, but how could you express the evil, the unique characteristics of the oversized, very low-voiced troll? Because we have the setting, we have the moss, we have the stone, we have the river water, we have the minerality, chalky limestone, we have, the wet pebbles from the stone, we got dead grass, dead leaves, we got the setting. And the moss is very important. But what can we add that would contrast that to really give us like, this is a monster. Inside this candle is a monster or a troll. Ooh. Patchouli. Patchouli is a good one. Everyone still with me? Cruisebat lost the stream. I don't know, because I think matted hair when I think trolls. Matted hair. So that's a very interesting point. So you're onto something. Hair. Hair. I like that. That's a good direction. Of course, we don't want it to smell like wet hair, right? I mean, it's disgusting, but that could help us get to another idea. Capitol Hill in Washington. The troll could be covered in moss. He could be covered in moss. You know, what does a troll wear? Like burlap, right? So what about like the smell of fabric? I'm kind of coming up with something here. I did a review a long time ago. It seems like a long time ago. It was Coventry Creations. Nancy owns this candle now, but it was called Witch's Purse. It's a pillar candle, scented. And when you smelled this candle, it smelled a little bit like, you know, grandma's bathroom, but in a nice way, But like Dove soap and maybe some like dehydrated floral petals and, some powderiness, some baby talcum powder kind of thing. And it smelled pretty. And it smelled clean. It smelled a little bit like a laundry room. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a little bit of lavender. Definitely there was lime in it, I think. I have to go back and watch the review. But there was something in there, in that candle, that was just a little bit funky. That funk kind of turned this whole concept into this idea of a witch's purse. You know, open up a witch's purse, you smell the muskiness of the leather, right? Inside, you probably have a bunch of dead flowers that the witch probably stole from someone's gravesite, because witches probably do that. Not real witches, but witches in fiction. And they probably have, odds and ends in that purse. But there was something in there. There was something in that candle that was just a bit off. And funnily enough, several of those candles kind of had that. Fremont troll. For a second there, I thought that said, because my eyes are going quickly, fermented troll. And I'm like, yeah, you're onto something. I'm gonna look him up. I like the metal and the leather idea. Okay, so I missed some. Trolls wear nothing. Amanda says leather, metal. There are amazing artwork of Nordic folklore by artist John Bauer, with trolls wearing metal earrings and such. They like bling. I like that. How often do we smell metal or something metallic in candles? We never get that. You wonder why they can't pull that off. There's a candle that I discussed with Rebecca one time. We were just having fun talking about creating a candle for St. Patrick's Day or something like that. And I had the idea of, this ship of Irish sailors, and of course on the ship there would be the barrels, the saturated wood, just that almost not mildewy, but of course that smell of expired. I don't want to say expired wood, just saturated old wood. But I would love to have in some way a fragrance oil that could give you like this iron-rich aroma, iron or copper. And for those really daring folks, if they could get a copper-smelling fragrance oil, they would be able to do a legitimate blood candle. I've heard so many people wanting to do that, which I find very interesting. A blood-scented candle. I don't think you'd be able to make it work because there is no such thing that I know of a fragrance oil or a way to extract something or distill something or any CO2 methods, be able to get a metallic smell from an item. It would have to be synthetically made. And once you say synthetically made, that's where my knowledge just is not there. Witch's Purse has date bergamot. Bergamot, okay, I said lime. And I think I said lime in my video. Bergamot. Good call, Janet. If that's from your memory, nicely done. What room would you put it in? The Irish sailor candle? Garlic. I don't know which room I'd put it in. You know, I'd put it in my living space where, you know, my living room where I burn most of my candles, or in the office. Fig with a hint of spruce, wait a minute, and a little witch's brew. Ooh, I like this. Bill's going all out here. I would burn a troll candle at Halloween in my living room. We gotta create this, gotta create this. There's a nugget there. There's something special to be done. And if someone could pull it off, maybe I'll talk to Liz. Think I could convince Liz to make a troll candle and call it Billy Goat's Gruff? I think that's an awesome idea for a candle. Just think of the artwork that could be done. Really good idea. Nobody? I'm back. Hope I didn't ruin the video. It's probably gonna be in 2 parts now. All right, folks, we're at 58 minutes. I am cold, I am wet. It did stop raining, but I do need to get on the road if I'm gonna get anything else done today. So let's maybe some questions. I like taking questions because I feel like I don't have to present questions. Oh, I got a Stanley thermos, Horror Queen. A Stanley thermos of coffee in my car. Stanley thermos is what I recommend if you're gonna look for the best of the best of the best thermoses. Don't need anything that hooks up to your Wi-Fi. You don't need anything that requires batteries, fancy lids. That's that good old Stanley thermos. They make it a nice, sleek style now, 16 ounces. That will keep your coffee hot for about 6 hours, and it'll keep it warm for 12. And Starbucks just collaborated with Stanley thermos. So you can actually get a Starbucks Stanley thermos. It looks like a bullet, right? And they also have one that I just bought that it like twists, opens, and there's a sippy thing. I like it. I had to get it. It claims that it keeps your coffee hot for 5 hours. We'll see if that is true. I've been using Rebecca's Pike Place, Seattle coffee mug for a long time. I love that. What is wrong with that macaroon? I haven't eaten there, Horror Queen. I haven't. Ooh. Is it 3 o'clock? It's 3 o'clock. Yankee Candle was my first candle brand. Yeah, I mean, the guy I bought this sign from, just in case you're joining us late. There it is again. Look. Yankee Candle Company. Retro. Come on. Get excited. Get excited. The guy I bought this from, I was telling him that if Michael Kittredge in the early 70s didn't start Yankee Candle Project, would we even have scented candles today? Like, would it be a thing? I don't think so. Like, I just don't know. I mean, of course there were other scented candles at the time. But without Yankee Candle, there really is no history behind scented candles. So that's why I kind of get sad when people, you know, they kind of hate on Yankee Candle. Yankee Candle is an idea. It's not just a brand. It's an idea. You know, it's what Michael Kittredge imagined, created, believed in, put all of his trust, his heart and soul, his passion for fragrance to create Yankee Candle, the brand. And now, yes, Yankee Candle is in limbo of all these corporations. One after the other is consuming those corporations. And Yankee Candle, we don't know what's going to happen, but we can always celebrate Yankee Candle as an idea. And Yankee Candle Village, what I love about Yankee Candle Village is it's something tangible. You can go there, you can touch it. And they have a little bit of liberty to keep it old school Yankee Candle. Like, they don't have to conform like the other storefronts around the country. I'm burning 10 Yankee candles right now. I hope you have a fire extinguisher. Plus, that's interesting. You know, I've burned 5. I usually do that around Halloween in different rooms. But 10 is crazy. What's for dinner, Shane? Any ideas? God, you know, that's a good point. I'd get something locally, but I'm really just not that hungry yet. Ooh, white chocolate apple. There's a good one. I mean, buttercream is awesome too. Buttercream burns well with anything. White chocolate apple. That's one I don't own. Why don't I own that? There's a huge mosquito on the screen. Spice pear and North Pole. A minty, spicy, not spicy like hot spice, but baking spice. Pear. That sounds like an interesting combination. You guys should start creating your own candles. Whoopie pie. Good for you, Laura. A lot of people, that's not that old, but a lot of people look at me weird when I say whoopie pie. I mean, it is a weird name, but they seem to have never heard of it. Whoopie pie is in the realm of chocolate layer cake. It's just a little bit more creamy and not as strong. It's not as it's not like someone just dumped a bucket of hot fudge on your face. Because that's what chocolate layer cake is like, a bucket of fudge on your face. The building behind me is a part of Stafford Springs, the Stafford Springs Museum. The steeple, the church right here, seems to be an extension of that museum. Sadly, Sunday, closed. That's something that's like right up my alley. I would love to go into there, and if I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem with the camera, or at least the cell phone. All right, folks, this is what you have to do. In a little bit, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes later in the day, come back to this video and leave some comments. Like I said, list some things. If you have some candle ideas for Billy Goat's Gruff, More importantly, though, like things, I want to hear your ideas. Where do you want to see me go? Scary places, fun places, you know, mundane but very interesting places, towns, cities, you know, compile a list because you guys really, you know, I'm at the wheel, but you're the kind of like the GPS. You're telling me where to go. Spring. Could you imagine candle enthusiast spring break? Oh man, I would not handle that situation well. I would not handle that. I just don't do well with that crowd. Even when I was in college, I don't do well with that crowd. Maine is coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I just priorities, you know what I mean? Priorities. Washington. How great would that be to go visit the wonderful wine regions in Washington State? Go to Seattle. Go to Pike Place, the original Starbucks, right? Rainy City. I love the rain. It washes the bad memories off the sidewalk of life. What's that from? What I just quoted who from what movie? I love the rain. It washes the memories off the sidewalk of life. But come back, leave some comments. I got several videos I'm in the process of working on. Hopefully I will get Wildflower Blooms, my review of that candle, posted tonight, like late tonight. Usually when I say that, it doesn't happen, but I think it'll be easy enough to edit to fully post it. And then I'm working on a video on movie night. Nicole got me thinking. She asked me if I was going to put that movie night candle, which is a popcorn candle, up on eBay, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put up on eBay. But then I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, before I get rid of it, I should probably document it. And then, like, ideas started flowing through my head, and I'm like, you know what, I want to see the Goonies film locations. Oh, man. Where are those locations? I can't remember where those locations are. But yeah, so the popcorn video is going to be fun. Hopefully I can punch that out in a day. California is coming soon. Coming soon. Late April, early May, we will be in sunny California. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And guess what? I'm going to take you to Disneyland. I'm going to take you to Disneyland. Just in case you want to join. Astoria, Oregon, and Cannon Beach is the Goonies. Okay, that makes sense. I wasn't sure. I really, honestly, I mean, I remembered that it wasn't California. I knew for sure. They didn't shoot it anywhere near, like, Los Angeles or Hollywood. But I wasn't sure of the location. Amanda, your comments are amazing. And Super Simple Arts and Crafts. Monica Carlson. We have a celebrity in the house. If you're not following Monica or Super Simple Arts and Crafts, check out her channel. Especially, you know, if you got kids around the house and you're always looking to do like really fun and super simple arts and crafts that will astound your family and friends, go over. Go over. At least just say hello. Don't be that way. Like don't ignore her. Go and say hello and subscribe. Short Circuit, Twilight too. Twilight. These are all great ideas. All right, guys, I am soaking wet. I really am wet. This is going to be a very uncomfortable drive. Especially since I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if I'm going north or if I'm going south, east, or I'm not going west. I know that. but I'm not quite, I haven't decided. Strip. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm just kidding. I would never do that to you guys. That would be very sad for all of us. Mystic Seaport. Okay, so again, one more time, I'm just gonna say it. Yes, Monica, I'm in Stanford Springs, Connecticut. That's gonna be about 30 miles northwestish, 30 minutes northwestish of Hartford, Connecticut. This is a very small, quaint town, kind of artsy. Monica knows New Paltz, so it's kind of like New Paltz. Some cool antique shops. I just had a cup of coffee. Too bad I got a small because it was outrageously good. Again, I'm going to plug them. Middle Ground Cafe, Stafford Springs. Look them up. I don't know if they're roasting their own coffee, but if they are, maybe you want to buy a bag over the internet. Hey, Monica, look. I have it in a bag because it's raining, but this is an ancient, a relic, an artifact from South Deerfield, Massachusetts, circa 1986, 1987. This is a thick wooden sign. You and Eric know how long I've been waiting to get an authentic Yankee Candle sign. And not only is this authentic, this is from South Deerfield, and it is old. It is old. It's a couple of years younger than me. That's it, guys. Do you see all the water I just threw? One last look. Billy Goat's Gruff candle. What does it smell like? Where am I going, guys? I got my hands on the wheel. You're the GPS. Tell me what I'm doing. And what kind of Lizzie Borden equivalent place can I visit this year? Or should I go back to Lizzie Borden? Should I go back and do a live video all throughout the night? I almost like slapped myself in the head the day after and saying to myself, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I just set up my cell phone and do an all-night live video while I was filming? All right. I want to go to the Winchester House so bad. I want to go. You know, maybe. There's a chance I can go. And you'll be very, very pleased and surprised who I go with if I do go there. I'll leave it at that. Everyone, have a great Sunday. Keep warm. You know, get a nice warm beverage and sit down, enjoy your family, your friends, whatever it may be. Enjoy some privacy at home. Whatever's your style. I'm going to be seeing you guys soon. You know how it is. I see you soon. But until then, be good, will you? Bye-bye, guys. I am out.